Exactly, exactly. And thinking about this concept now of the ride or die chick that we see going around today, just loving that title. I'm a ride or die chick. How do you see that this has evolved? Where are we at now in this continuum, I guess?
Well, I think, we're not where we need to be. We are like just drifting along without a pedal, and we have no idea how to turn it around and get it back, reel it in a little bit. Because, as we were saying earlier, with my grandmother and so many others, like my grandmother, um, what they were was loyal. They were loyal to loyal men that deserved that loyalty because the men, our men were going through things. They were being harassed because they didn't have certain inalienable rights. So they had to be loyal. But I think we've kind of taken this term ride or die to, in a sense, mean loyalty. But at the same time, it's also accepting whatever, good or bad. And that is the part where we need to be careful. Because now it's not just about being loyalty, it's you're just accepting anything. Why are you being loyal to a person that is not trying? That he's not being honest. He's not being honest with you. He's not trying to make an honest living. He's going in and out of jail. He's sitting on the corner. You don't want to make him pull his pants up. He don't want to pull his pants up. How can we as women look at that and find that attractive? What is attractive about a man that want to wear his pants way down here? We just accept that. And, oh, that's just how it is. I'm ride or die. What does that mean? It has gotten so bad until, it's almost like even when a man call a woman the B word, it's like she's just like, oh, well, I don't think he loves me if he don't call me the B word. When did we start accepting that? When did that become okay? When did it become okay for you to disrespect me and call me a B? And I'm okay with that.
That's a good
We go
question.
way too far.
That's a good question, and I'm cracking up because I don't really listen to too much rap music anymore. War on the Horizon has a group of musicians. They call it African insurrection music, and it's real decent, very liberating, very respectful. So I've been listening to that, but I'm pretty far removed from hip hop now because I gave most of my CDs away, and I used to listen to the worst of the worst coming up. Probably part of my problem now, but so I was going through and trying to find some songs that I could play today just to give an example of what people were listening to. And as I listened to the lyrics, they were so just low life and degenerate that it almost became comical, some of the stuff I'm listening to. And because the thing is, most of these rappers are not necessarily the most hard, what they consider hardcore gangster rap. This is stuff that women listen to. This is stuff that they're in the club dancing to. And when I'm hearing how degrading it is and just, I mean, it was on a whole nother level. And I used to listen to some of this, but I guess I was listening to the beat. Either I didn't hear the lyrics or
Yeah,
it
yeah,
just didn't.
exactly.
I may have heard the lyric, may just not have clicked in my head because of my youth, how foul it was. But listening now, I was just like, oh my God, wow, he said that. And we're dancing to it. It's unreal
Yeah.
to me.
And not only that, we're not only dancing to it, we're in the video. So we're just as much to blame as they are. But to take that even a step further, it's almost like when did we become our girlfriends and we're calling each other the B word?
Right.
Oh yeah, that's my bottom B. What? Huh? Where did that come from? We there is a whole dictionary full of words. That has nothing to do with the B word and the MF word and all these words. But yet that's the only words that we act like we know. So we can't speak to each other on an intellectual level without using that language, and that's how we refer to each other now. And it's we're accepting it. It's okay. And so the men are in not just rap songs, even in just regular so-called R&B love songs, they're calling the woman me and my beat. And the woman like, yeah, that's
That is
And
so true. That I'm just thinking back. I remember years ago I got a Jaheim CD, and it was just the smoothest, mellowest CD, and it was that "Me and My Bee" was actually the name of a song.
uh-huh. I know exactly what song you're talking about. And exactly, if you're not really listening to it, I mean, a very mellow beat, and you're like, oh yeah, very beautiful song. Yeah. And then he goes, yeah, me and my beat. And it's all, and it's he's singing a love song to her. He's calling her a beat. He's like, oh yeah, that's right. You know,
I know, I
you
know.
know, you wouldn't be able to tell that to my grandmother or some of my great aunties or just, oh yeah, 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 baby, yeah, me and my beat.
I know. I'm like, then what they used to say, what sugar pie, honey bunch, and now it's "Me and My Bee."
Yeah, yeah. You know, you take something so degrading and derogatory and you turn it into a term of endearment.
And I don't
Why
really.
are we?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just saying, you know, we need to look at those things and, you know, why are we accepting that? Why are we accepting that as a black woman? We talk a lot about the struggles of black men, but black women have also struggled, you know, and how can we, having standards and being loyal is not making a lot of money, you know, degrading black men and saying, oh, you can't be with me unless you make six figures. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is just the common, decent respect that we once had, and somewhere along the way, we've lost it for each other. And instead of us as black women looking at that and saying, no, I'm not going to tolerate that behavior, we tolerate it and we encourage it and therefore enable it.
That's true,
And
and
that's why things are not getting better.
I'm trying to figure out when it happened though, because when I was coming up, I'm in my early 30s. When I was coming up, the B word was like fighting words. If somebody called you a B, somebody was about to get suspended from school. Somebody was about to pull out some Vaseline. Some earrings was about to come off.
Exactly. Yes,
And
yes.
I mean, what do you
Exactly.
think happened? What happened?
Um, well, number one, obviously, somewhere along the way, the man being in the home with the children, the breakdown of the family, it affects it. Um, and then when you have the family broken down, and then we as women, and I'm sorry, but we do this, start using the children as leverage to get money out the fathers, and the fathers then, you know, it's so many aspects, and then the fathers, you have to keep going to court because you got to pay all this child support. You don't pay child support, you don't see the kids, and then the kids are being removed from the fathers, and you don't have that father there saying, you're my princess, you're beautiful. Now she's looking for that in a man, but yet she don't know how to pick a man because nobody was ever there to teach her. You know, like you said, you went out with your father. You had ice cream. Your father was there to show you. And now, so many times, we don't have that anymore. The breakdown of the family, of the black family especially, is a large part of the problem. It's a large part of the problem.
How do you rate?
I
Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to ask you, how do you rate the media influence, both TV and music? Because, once, they came up with the welfare plan and they said, well, you can't get welfare if you have a man in the house. So man left the house. And so we were single parents raising children. And, in the meantime, crack hit. A lot of things happened. But in the meantime, as so-called single parents, we're trying to raise these children, we're working jobs, and they're sitting in front of the television or the radio all day long. What role do you think that plays?
That's also a major role. You made an excellent point when you said about the welfare system. When they created their welfare system and they said, okay, you can't have a man in the home and also collect welfare. So then the women, to do what they needed to do in order to survive, they started, putting the men out the home. And what that did was that broke the man's spirit. Now he's not in the home, and now she's having to work 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet. And it's like you say, ultimately the children are left to the radio, the media, and that's where they're learning from. You know, and school, where, you know, their friends and things, and what's being taught in those homes and what they're listening to. So they don't have that stable home anymore to learn, to sit down. I mean, I had Sunday dinners with my family, and you know, and now in the age of technology with the text messaging, and I mean, people don't even talk anymore. I mean, we just sitting at the table and I'm right there in front of you, but I don't have anything to say to you because I'm texting. You know, so technology, the media, and all the entitlements with the government and things, it has had a major effect on it. Because the parents don't have time anymore to actually sit down and teach their children the things that they